Yay! Welcome to the last part of this story. Yeah, so don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Yay! So, guys, I was saying, this guy comes in at midnight. It was actually past midnight. I was tired from the whole incident that had happened after hitting that perimeter wall, and I had slept off because I had done early morning. So anyway, this guy comes. I had a cousin of mine living with us, so he comes, wakes me up. But because I had just fallen asleep, I spoke in my sleep. I told him, go tell him I'll see him tomorrow. Because I think it's what was in my mind. I was like, go tell him I'll see him tomorrow. So anyway, he goes tells him, and dude does not go away. This is my mom's home. My mom is around. Guy is around. He's not leaving. So I think it was, he had waited for like 30 minutes from the time he had called me. And my mom was also getting uncomfortable with having him around. So she comes to my room. And I'm like, hey, wake up. Go meet this guy, see what he has to say, and set him off. So I wake up and I'm like, what guy? It's like, this guy's been here for, I think, the past 40 minutes. They called you and you're not getting out. I'm like, what? So anyway, I get up. I'm like, let me go tell him to leave because it's late. I get out. I find this guy walking around his car. He checks it out. He hits the tires. And he's like, I'm like, oh, hi. What are you doing at this time? And dude is like, how can you drive this car in this state? But he was looking around to see whether I had bashed it, whether it has a dent or something. It did not have anything, not even a scratch. Like I said, this was God. I hit the wall. It was just a simple bump and the wall was down. Just, I think it was God to let me know the kind of person I was dealing with. So he's walking around the car. He finds no scratch. Then he goes to the tires. It's like, oh, this tire is deflated. How can you drive a car in this condition? I'm like, are you here for the car? Are you here to find out how I managed to fix the wall? Are you here to find out whether I'm okay? And guy is not saying anything about the wall. He's not saying anything about me. He's just interested in the car. So anyway, he gets his tools, takes off the tire. I'm like, why are you going to get pressure at this time? Past midnight. I'm like, you know what? You can as well take the car. I get the keys, give them to him, and he's like, no, I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back the tire, then you can drive a car in a good condition. I'm like, you think I'm sick? I cannot see that it needs pressure. I'll pass by a petrol station when I'm going to work. But you can have the car. Here are the keys. And he jumps to take the keys. So I tell him, you're not going to wake us up. I hear you. Going, bring the tire, put the tire, then go. No one is going to be here opening the gate for you. So anyway, he goes. My cousin waits up for him. Comes back with the tire the same way he took it, because you can't get pressure at that time. So anyway, he gets back. I was sleeping already, and I had told my cousin to inform him to take his keys, and he's like, no, she can take it. I'll pick it from her workplace. So I send him a message in the morning. I'm like, I'm leaving the keys behind. When you're ready, come pick your car. So he comes to my workplace, and what does your girl do? I ignore him. He told my workmate, tell Sheba her husband is here. So my workmate is like, Sheba, your husband is here. My husband? Where? Who? What? My husband? I'm not married. I'm not married. So I ignore him until he leaves. He comes in the evening, someone drops him, he picks his car. I did not talk to him. He picks his car and leaves. So I think he thought I was joking. I told him, I sent him a message, and I'm like, you know what? We are done. This madness has to stop. Me and you are done. Yeah, so he thinks I am joking. He keeps on calling me, I don't answer. So what he did, he resorted to coming and tormenting my mom. So he would come meet her when I'm at work. Lunchtime, I think he'd get his lunch break, come to my mom. It's like, you know what? I had this bad dream about your girl. She's going to die if she doesn't obey God. I got this vision where she was buried in soil. She's going to die. Mom, do you want to lose your child? Your only child. Yes, I'm an only child. Do you want to lose her under these circumstances? She should obey God. It's very simple to obey the word of God. So many people are in marriages that they did not like, but they're happy now. So each time I'd get home, my mom is telling me this. I'm like, Mommy, I am not going back to that guy. I'm not marrying him. I made the first mistake, which was getting engaged. So I was like, I rather have a broken engagement than a broken marriage. So I'm not getting into it. I don't care what people have to say. Family, friends, I do not care. The church, I do not care. It's about me. My dear, it will be you crying in that relationship, in that marriage. It will be you unhappy, in depression. It will be you ending up dead because of a decision that you did not want to make. So don't let anyone do this for you. Anyway, I tell my mom, stop listening to him. When he comes, let him say whatever he has to say and go. Or better still, ask him not to come back. And then this one time he comes back, tells my mom, your daughter is not listening. I had this other vision where she was raped by 10 men. And it was one of her friends that brought those men to her and locked her up in the room and was listening as they were raping her. I'm like, what the hell? I call him. I'm like, please, whatever you do, you can torment me, you can say anything to me, but not my mom. Stop coming to my home. Stop talking to my mom. Stop scaring people. Now what does guy do? He speaks to the Watoto Church counselors. Yes, our wedding was supposed to be in November. This was supposed to have started counseling, and I did not go. So these counselors would call me. What he had told them is, I come from the western part of the country, he comes from central, and my parents are not happy with this. They don't want me ending up with a man from the central. And I'm like, it's not the truth. But anyway, these guys kept on calling, we can come, speak to your family, we can come, talk to the both of you, have you guys settle this stuff. And I'm like, nothing is going to settle this. I am done. I did not want to be in this at the start. I am done. Yeah, so anyway, I stopped picking their calls and they stopped calling me. Now this guy goes ahead and writes me this long email. I think it was like 4 pages. I get to work, open my emails, and there's this email. Because I don't know whether I had blocked him. I don't know if there was even blocking that time. Yeah, so he had written an email telling me how I'm going to die before the year ends. God has showed him I'm going to die if I'm disrespectful. He brings out all the scriptures about disobeying God. I think I'd become an Egyptian at that time. You are a liar, my friend. You're a liar. It's been 10 years and I'm still living. I am well. I am blessed. So my dears, let no one scare you. Let no man of God scare you. This guy tells me I'm going to die. I'm not going to live. I'm going to... He said so many things. I don't remember everything that was in that email. That was in the mail, sorry. But what I picked out was that I'm going to die. And this tortured my mom. Every time I'd get out of the house to go to work, she would not be settled till I get back. And each time I'd be moving on the road, I'm like, oh God, hope I don't knock me. Oh God, hope it's... But then later I was like, no. My God is a God of love. I remember that God that they had taught me about in Sunday school, at church. I had good teachers that taught us about all these things, about God. So why would this same God that I'm serving, this God that I'm calling upon, this God that I'm praying to, why would he want to kill me? Why would he want me to end up unhappy? He's a forgiving God. Why would he want to punish me with something I do not like? So I was like, no, this is not the God I know, and this is not going to happen to me. So I was like, God, I know you're with me, you're for me, so this is not going to happen to me. I just wrote to him and told him, I remember the few words I said to him. I was like, I believe I serve a different God from your God. God, tell your God that if he is God enough, let him kill me. Let him not even wait for December. Let him kill me today. But if the God I serve is real and is living, I am not going anywhere until my purpose is served on this earth. That was 2010. My darlings, we are in 2012. 2022. And your girl is still living. If that's not God, then who is it? Anyway, I sent that mail to Brother John. I think he thought he was going to scare me, or I blocked him. I think after that I blocked him. I stopped seeing him. That was the end. He said so many things to everyone he met, because he had this personality. He was this quiet one, I was the talkative one, so everything he would say to my family members, they believed. I was like, it's okay, let me be the bad one. Whatever he has told you, it is true. Whatever he has said, it is true. Believe what you want to believe. But for me, So why am I sharing this story? I have watched so many videos of girls being raped by men of God, girls being used by men in church, even young boys being used by pastors, female pastors, or even women they meet in church, because we all believe that the people we find in church are the best, are what we ought to hang out with. This person had cut my friends off. He had made me cut my friends off, my family. So he didn't want anyone advising me. And they had started eating up my mind. I'd started believing their God and not mine. I'd started thinking that their way of praying or reading the word was the right one. So, my dear one that's watching, learn God your way. God is ready to talk to you as an individual. Yes, listen to your pastor, listen to whoever is you're under, but when you're back home, you're back to your prayer place, listen to God as you. Let no one understand God for you. One will tell you, oh, I saw in a vision or a dream, you're not supposed to get married, you're not supposed to speak in tongues, you're not supposed to do this. Why? You're not supposed to be here, you're not supposed to do that, why can't he say the same things to you? Unless he knows that you have a heart of stone. But if you are ready to accept, like that time, I was like, God, this time I was not listening to what these people are telling me. I was not listening to what was surrounding me. I came back to God. I think that's the only thing he wants from us. Come back to the throne of grace, because that's where you'll obtain mercy in your time of need. That's when I went to the throne of grace. I was like, God, show me any sign. I am ready to do anything. If this is the man you have made for me, you have chosen for me, and you say it to me, or you show it to me, I will go. But if he is not, show me a sign. Show me that he is not the one. Trust me, I got the signs. Trust me, I don't know how much I'll thank God for pulling me out of that grave. I do not know what these people were up to. I do not know who they were working for. Okay, yes, I know who they were working for. But my life, I don't know what I would have been if I'd ended up in that marriage. So please, my dear sisters, my brothers, avoid all those things you hear in church. Let no one tell you this is your husband, this is your wife. If you do not feel it, do not. You'll end up being sacrificed. You'll end up into a cult that will take you God's grace to get out. So thank you for being part of my journey, for hearing my story, and yeah, I pray it blesses you. I pray it makes you a better person. If you have any questions, if there's anything you didn't understand, you can let me know. And if there's anything anyway you have to say or argue about, the comment section. Yeah, otherwise, I love you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I guess we should be having more stories once in a while on this. Yeah, for all this, thank you so much for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.